Welcome back to Cape Cod Coins, everyone, and today I'll be doing a one-box nickel hunt. I know I haven't done one of these in a while, and that's because it's becoming more difficult to get the boxes from banks in my area, especially since I don't have a business account. Even where I work, we ran out of quarters last week and $1 bills this week. The word from the bank is that they simply aren't getting enough coins and bills from their Brinks deliveries, and when they do, they understandably have to prioritize their business account holders. This all makes it tougher for me to get a box for one of these videos. And on top of that, the last two nickel boxes I was able to pick up were both uncirculated boxes. But finally, this box here is circulated. I've already unsealed the tape to check, and I'm excited to bring you another nickel box hunt. I have my folders here in case there are any upgrades to the collection, as well as my lower and higher powered microscopes to check for any varieties. Let's get started. Just a quick note before we get started, it definitely looks like this box had been through a little bit of wear before it was given to me. I did double check there were 50 rolls here, but it might not look exactly as neat as you're used to. But I'm excited because this is the first roll, and we already have some finds to show off. So roll 1, and there's already going to be our first foreign find, this Canadian nickel from 1985 there, as well as the first 40s find, a 1941, just a common date, Philadelphia Mint, and it was right next to this 2020 Denver in the roll, so I thought that was kind of fun, almost the tail ends on either side of the Jefferson Nickel series. And then, again, still just in the first roll, a lightning quick start, we're going to have silver, a 1945 war nickel with, if you can believe it or not here, on San Francisco mint mark, and being out here on Cape Cod on the East Coast, these are very difficult to find. I don't think I've ever even found a San Francisco minted war nickel, and it's even tough to find S-minted wheat cents, so I'm very excited with this quick start here. Just one roll in, I'm very excited to see where it goes from here. And roll 3 is going to have our first 50s find so far, this 1954 Philadelphia minted nickel. And it did throw me for a second there. Sometimes you see that dark toning, and your mind wants to think it's a war nickel, as you can see here. But just a 54, not too uncommon, a little bit of a tougher date and mint to find. But on we go. And our third 40s find in just 4 rolls will be this 1948 from the Philadelphia Mint. Nothing too special there, but 3 and 4 rolls is pretty good. Roll 6 is going to have our first 30s find, this 1939 here. Unfortunately, no doubling on the reverse, but still happy to find it nonetheless. Roll 7 now, and another S-minted nickel, this time a 1941. Roll 10 will have the second oldest find of the box so far, a pretty chewed up 1940 Philadelphia, to go in between our 39 and the 41s. Roll 12 and the second 1941 piece so far. When you've looked at enough nickels, sometimes you can tell you have an old one by a combination of the color on the reverse and how raised the Monticello building and the elements are from the field. Sure enough, I flipped this one around. That's our second 1939 of the box already. Generally, I'm happy just to get 1 or 2 in the entire box, but that's already 2 in just the first 13 rolls. We're on roll 19 now, and although there is a little bit of rim damage on this one on the date, that'll be our third 1941 out of the Philadelphia Mint in the box. And roll 23 is going to have our third 1939 of the box. No doubling on the back, another Philadelphia minted one, but 3 in 1 box I believe is a record for me. Roll 30 is going to give us a nice twofer. First off, our fourth 1941 Philadelphia of the box, but then also this 1948 S-minted nickel. And again, nice to see S-minted nickels in the box, and with only 11 million of these minted, definitely an uncommon one to boot. And this box is definitely producing in quality, as the very next roll, roll 31, is going to have our fifth 1941 Philly of the box, and that's going to bring us up to 13 40s finds already through just 31 rolls. Roll 33 will have our 14th 40s find overall, this one being the second 1940 Philadelphia we found, and this one in a little bit better shape than the first. We're on roll 36 now, and are going to have our oldest find of the box so far, our first-year Jefferson, a 1938, and even without a mint mark there's still only about 20 million of these that were minted, so only about one of these for every 6 1939 Phillies, and seeing a first-year Jefferson in the box is pretty great, and hoping we can find something even older. So just a quick note, I was accidentally counting that 1938 and the 339s in the last few clips as being 40s finds, so I'll put a little note in the video as to what the correct count is. But here in roll 42, we will have the 12th 40s find, our second 1948 Philly. And as we close in on the end of the box here, roll 44 is going to give us yet another Silver War nickel, this time a 1943P, to go with that 1945S we found all the way back in roll number 1. Well, there wasn't anything much of note in those last few rolls, but it was a pretty good box overall. We found one 1938 and 3 1939 Jefferson nickels, all Philadelphia minted, to go along with one 2009 Philadelphia and 3 Canadian nickels as well. There were 15 50s finds, as well as 13 in the 40s, with the highlights of the show definitely being the 1943 Philly and 1945 San Francisco 35% silver war nickels. I hope you like what you saw today, and if you want to leave a like and a comment below, I hope to see you all again here next time at Cape Cod Coins.